This is going to the next tape. Okay. Sagittarius, you learned something important about yourself. Refocus your energy to make a change for the better. You have been waiting for someone to come correct. Remember, they need to come correct. They weren't correct to you. They need to come correct with the truth. Okay, there's also lies. You were down, you were blue, you were depressed about a situation. But now you see that person or situation wasn't for you. It was for a season or a couple of seasons, but it wasn't your long-term, it wasn't for your long-term best. You're recognizing that you can't live in your ego. You got to take your ego down, because if you're in your ego and like, I want this at age this, I want this at age, and who doesn't want kids? Is it you don't want any more kids? I just heard, I don't want any kids or any more kids. Is that you, or is that somebody talking to you? Okay. I just heard that very loud. And the spirit guides were like, that's okay. That's okay. There's plenty of kids around us. You have a daughter, and then this person has kids. Okay. I'm getting mixed up because there's young and there's older. Okay. And when I say old, I don't mean an old person. Like, I just mean much older than you. I believe you're my daughter's age. I believe you're 35. And so, okay. And then now see, you, because you look so young, you have a young energy, a young spirit, that will always stay with you even when you're in your 90s. So you attract that younger person. And but the thing is, the angels want you to look on the other side. They want you to date a little bit older. You think that maybe, and when I say you, I just mean it, like an open-ended, I'm not trying to say you, like, how dare you? No, I'm saying perhaps you believe that if you went with an older man or started dating an older guy, that person would try to rule you. Because maybe in your culture, and maybe your ex-husband was like kind of the boss of you, or trying to be the boss of you. Okay? And I think it might have been one of the reasons why you divorced, because you don't want to be ruled, and you shouldn't be. Okay? You should be treated as a partner, as a person on the side. Don't walk in front of me. Don't walk behind me. Walk next to me. Okay? That's how it's a good relationship supposed to be. So what the angels are saying is, don't think that because you go for a younger guy, or the younger guys go for you, that you can end up ruling over them and telling them, we're going to do A, B, and C, Saggy-waggy way. Because Sagittarius are often very like, okay, I want to do things A through B, but they love a challenge. They love to do adventures. But you have a certain, schedule in your mind, so to speak. And you don't want to be ruled or controlled by a man again. Okay? It has bad memories for you. And what they're showing me is that they're like, no, this guy isn't going to be like, bring me my slippers and be home every day by 5 o'clock with the dinner on the stove. It would be nice if you did make dinner sometimes, but they will also make dinner for you, or you order out. You're not going to get that person again, okay? Because you are going to manifest a person that respects you and is respectful to your needs, because that's what you're saying in your head, and that's what you're visualizing. Okay, you saw different versions, and you had a nurturing person. One of the boyfriends, I feel, was very nurturing. I think it was the very light-skinned, light hair, beautiful eyes. Yeah, a lot of people fall in love with you, but this is what the angels want you to know. Who are you really falling in love with? Make sure you're falling in love with them. Okay? So when they fall in love with you, they have to understand you have different sides and embrace the different sides of you and the different needs that you have. Sometimes you want to be left alone. Other times you want to talk with somebody. You want them to listen to you, and you want them to tell you a story and to let you know about their life. Yeah, when they're too quiet, it's not good. Yeah, so they just keep showing me somebody that, and it's an older man. And when I say older, I don't mean like, he's like a grandfather. No, he's just older than what you're used to. And he just asks you so many questions, like, you're like, I don't think anybody has asked me these questions before. I think my phone just went dead, and it's extremely hot. Okay. Okay, so, all right, you're recognizing that you can't live in your ego, taking responsibility for things that went wrong in the past. It's just not the other person being wrong. So you got to take responsibility. Why didn't that other relationship work out? Why didn't this relationship work out? You have to take. You can't just say it was them. We can't just say it was that loser. He had no job, or he stole from me. Maybe he did, but we have to take responsibility for every relationship we have. What did we accept? What did we put a blind eye towards? What didn't we say we needed? Sometimes Sagittarius have a hard time to say, hey, could you give me a neck rub? All right. Or could you leave me alone for about 30 minutes to an hour so I could watch my shows, and then I'll talk to you after that? Sometimes Sagittarius have trouble expressing what they need and what they want. Okay? And then sometimes you can go the other way and just say, these are all the things I need and I want, but what are you going to give? What are you going to bring to the table? So everybody has to bring something to the table, is what I'm trying to get at. So is your boss or somebody you work with bald? I see a bald guy, and he's about, I would say, like between 5'8", 5'10", not that tall. I'm seeing a tie. I'm seeing a white shirt. He always takes the jacket off. He's not comfortable in that. But when you see him in his regular clothes, like I see him golfing, there's a whole different, like I'm laughing because I see it, the jokes are going, and there's a whole different side to him and a beautiful smile. There's a feeling that you'll get, and you'll know you're with the right one when you feel like you're home. You're like, I recognize this person. I feel like I've known them forever. Okay. So, or this could just be a friend that you just need to, like, you work with them, but you need to be a friend. Like, I keep on seeing golf and this beautiful place, this beautiful golf course. Okay. All right. So it's not just the other person who was wrong in the past relationships. You have to think about, what happened with you as well. Close the door on the old relationship so that you can open the window and let the new in. You still feel overburdened and tired of being overwhelmed, but you're starting to see that you need to do something different in order to get a different result. Something has ended and it was surprising to you. Allow someone to show you who they really are and expose them, and then move on. jealousy. There's a lot of jealousy in your family. And I was getting the family card. Usually the family card you feel good about. I didn't feel so good about your family cards. This was people in your family that kind of jealous of you. Or maybe they don't agree with what you're doing. They're like, no, you need to, have the white picket fence and be married and have more kids and, and it's like, no, it's 2023. I'm going to do me. Okay. You do you, undo me. This is my life and it is your life. All right. So there's just jealousy. It's like some people wish they had the career that you had. You worked your butt off, to quote Devin. You are still working your butt off. Okay, but you're about to be recognized. All pentacles, ace of pentacles, ace of wands. Opportunity comes out of the cloud, handed to you, but you know about it. It's in the back of your mind, and you're a little scared to take the chance. And you're like, yeah, I'm getting opportunities, but I'm scared to make that move, because the move might mean that you actually have to make a physical move, like a physical move from your home, maybe a different house, a different apartment, or maybe just travel. And I would say definitely travel if your boss is going to pay for it. So expose them, move on. The jealousy of friends and family, you got to tell them off, put them in their place. Mentally, you're exhausted. You are. I could feel that. And like since I've been doing this, my throat hurts. So I'm wondering if your throat hurts too, like if you're having a sore throat or allergies. Because sometimes when I'm channeling or doing a reading for a person, I get what they're feeling. Okay. So some family members are jealous of you, and they're jealous of your money, jealous of your career, your position. Don't worry. Just, tell them, I worked hard for this and you should be proud of me and not be jealous. And if they still can't be and they're still giving you a side eye or talking behind your back, they're going to talk behind your back. Okay, that's what family does. All right. Anyway, just don't be around their toxicity, and you might need to tell somebody off in your family. Just to let them know, I don't need this. I need support and I need love. And you should be happy for me and not be mean about me. Okay? Otherwise, I can't, tolerate being around you, because that's toxic. The Pisces came up. Mixed signals. Now, right here, I feel like... Now, I think my heart's over here, but over here I just felt like a stab or a pull in the heart chakra. So, he's giving you mixed signals, and he's going to continue with the mixed signals. He comes in, then he goes back. He takes 3 steps forward, and he goes back. Listen, I would just give him one more call and just talk to him on the phone. I wouldn't meet with him. I would just talk to him on the phone. If he does not answer you, then F him. There's your answer. If he does not text you back within the same day, do one more text, one more call. If he does not call you back, then that's it. That's your answer that you've been waiting for. You don't have the time for people to treat you badly. No, nobody's got time for that. Okay, bye Pisces. Unless he's going to come back in. Okay, so something is coming in, whether it's the Pisces or somebody else. Explore your options. Keep going until it feels right. Keep going, Kath, until it feels easy. Okay, that feeling of like incongruent, and I don't know math. Okay, incongruent angles or things that don't quite match up, and you're trying to fit a square. You know that little toy that we used to play with? You're trying to fit a square into a triangle shape. It's never going to do it. Maybe you could like jam it in and hit it with a hammer, but it's not meant to be. if it's a square going into a triangle shape, or square going into a circle shape. So the person that you're meant to be with, it'll come fun, it'll come easy, and it'll keep flowing. There'll be back, give and take. There won't be long periods of ghosting. There won't be silence. All right? If I'm not saying the person's perfect, but the person will show you, I care about you. Even just on the human level, because a human wouldn't ghost. I mean, I'm sorry. Somebody who cares about your feelings wouldn't ghost you. Okay? An alien would ghost you. No, I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. Okay. Explore your options. Keep it going until it feels right, until it feels easy. Just remember I said that. It'll feel easy. It'll feel right. It'll feel fun. And then it'll feel like the person does call you back. There was a time that Devin did not, like, we were just friends, and we talked we met one day mutually, a bunch of us met at the bar, and we both didn't like each other. You know, like, I wasn't his type, he wasn't my type. I was like, you know, he's not my type, but he seems nice. But when we met at the bar, he was talking to everybody else, and he wasn't really talking to me, right? And he admitted that he didn't really like me that day. I don't know. He seemed moody that day. Anyhow, then when we finally decided, you know, we did like each other, I was waiting for him to take me out on a date, you cheapskate. Let's go on a date, okay? You know, old-fashioned restaurant. Anyhow, it took him like, because we were both teachers, so we were both in school, and it's stressful. But I was waiting, and I was like, you know, how hard could it be? Just take me out to a restaurant if you liked me. So I asked my mutual friend that got us together. I was like, I don't think he likes me because I'm waiting a month here, and he hasn't asked me out. I mean, has he seen me? This is back when I was like size 8. I lost my weight, and I was like the divorce weight. And I was like size 8, and I was cute, young. Not young, but I was like 47. So, anyhow, or 46, whatever it was. And my friend says, no, he likes you, but he's a little bit of a homebody. I was like, I don't need no homebody. I'm a party girl. Anyway, so he finally, he was like, oh, well, no, he was kind of waiting for school to end. I was like, school in New York doesn't end until June 26th. If this dude waits till June 26th to ask me out, bye. Okay? So, no, then he called me because my friend Mike that got us together probably called him and said, what are you doing? You better call her because she's about to go out with a bunch of other people. I wasn't, but, you know, who knows what could happen. But anyway, so then he called me and he said, do you like Chinese food? Do you like Italian food? I was like, well, my favorite restaurant's Italian. Well, he took me to Chinese. Okay. It doesn't matter, though, because they made good Cosmos, and I basically drank five Cosmos. That was back in my drinking days. Okay. I'm really good now compared to my drinking days. All right. Anyhow. Yeah. So, yeah, I was more... Well, I haven't been on a date since I was 18. So that was like shocking, you know, to be 47 and going on a date. And I was like really nervous. Okay, it's not about me. What I'm trying to get at is... the person in between, he had been calling me. He was always calling me, how are you doing? I went on a trip. It was a disaster. He called me every single day, a couple of times a day. And he said, you want to come home? Why don't you just like reverse your tickets? And I was like, oh, I don't know. It was only 6 days, but it was horror trip. And he was on that phone with me every day. So anyhow, that's what you're looking for. You're looking for somebody, a ride or die. You're looking for somebody who's going to be there for you, who's going to have your back, who's going to want to wine and dine you, who's going to want to, take. And that was a big thing I had written down in my manifestation book before I even met him, because my ex-husband was not taking me out to dinner. He was not wining and dining me. And we had the money. The kids were grown. The kids were 15, 16, and my daughter was like 21. And I was working 2 jobs, and we had a lot of money. There was no reason for him to not be taking me out, and me rushing home from my jobs to cook dinner because he didn't cook anything. So something was wrong. So I manifested he will want to take me out to dinner, and he will have stuff to talk about. Because my ex-husband, we would get into a restaurant and he would sit there and he would complain about the waitress or the waiter, and he would complain about the food and how expensive it was. And then he would tell me to hurry up, don't order so many things because I'm not going to finish it. And it was just a nightmare. It wasn't pleasurable. It wasn't happy. So that was a big thing for me. And Devin always took me out. He had no problem going out to restaurants and stuff like that. He didn't like going to bars. He's not a drinker. But he would take me to a restaurant that had a bar so that I could get my drinks. Okay, you know what I'm saying? Anyway. But I had written this down. It was all written down in my little book. And I would look at it at night, and then I close the book and I visualize it happening. Okay. But I forgot to write down he will want to go on vacations and trips. I forgot to write that. So, therefore, I didn't get that. All right. Anyway, so you might be learning a new skill or have the opportunity to learn a new skill or trade. Push yourself to do it, if that's what you want, if you were always interested in it. You're tired of begging someone for time and attention, emotional stability. The right one won't breadcrumb you, right? You deserve the whole cake. Don't accept a crumb. You deserve the whole cake. The right one will compliment you, be nurturing to you, and you will be that way to them as well. Because it'll be your pleasure to tell them, how handsome are you? How sweet are you? What's your favorite meal? I'm going to make it for you. I don't know how to make it, so I can go out to the store, get it, put it in the pans and stuff, and pretend that I made it. I've done that. I've done that a couple times. But I'm actually a pretty good cook. But it's just that I never have the time. Anyway. They will compliment you. They will be nurturing to you. You will be nurturing to them. It'll be your pleasure. And theirs. Let the Tower card come down. The Tower card kept coming up. So that's an explosion. That's like an ending. That's like, before you can rebuild, you have to have the ending, the burning down of the Tower. The illusion, deception, lies, and games. You're tired of the lies and the games from the past. You're definitely tired of it. Self-healing. It's time for self-healing, and it has been. But there's still a little more. The angels are saying there's a little more to do. Patience. Please have more patience. God has your back. God knows. It's not the time frame that you say. It's not the time frame that your significant other says. It's divine time. It's when God knows where all the chess pieces are. And when it's time, He'll present it for you. Allow the change to happen. Spiritually, emotionally, and financially, you want to pray for that person they meet with you spiritually. They're on the same wavelength as you spiritually, emotionally, and financially. You don't want no broke bitch. Okay, sorry. I'm sorry. But really not sorry. Okay. You don't want a gold digger. God bless the child that has his own. Okay, get away from people. Get away from people who take advantage of you or took advantage of you. Okay, Kath? Get away from them. that took advantage of you financially and emotionally. Listen to your intuition. Your intuition has been speaking to you. When you listen to it, you see the red flags, you're usually 98% correct and you have a good result. It's when you don't listen to and you give that other chance, on the same token, if that Pisces comes at you correct, then I would give him another chance, but I would tell him, like, if you ghost me again, that's it. That's it for me. I'm not into those teenager games anymore. Okay, anyhow, listen to your intuition. Your angels show you the red flags. Yes, and say, please, angels, and you don't even need to know their names. They're just all around you. They've been with you since you're born. One stays with you since you're born, and then when you leave the world, they're right there with you too. They're assigned to you from God. Move past the broken heart. Okay. I didn't realize I had so many notes. Okay, so you got tired of begging for love. That's true. There is an option. There's an opportunity coming. Don't keep looking at the past. Look forward. Okay? Truth, dedication, and balance. Yeah, they want you to find a better balance of your time, of your career, than your home life, your time with your daughter, and then time with even just time for yourself and your friends. Okay? They're saying right now she doesn't have a good balance. It's like you're all work and no play. More pleasure time, more self-care. New person gives back to you. So when you let that new person in, you'll know they're the right person because they're going to give back to you. They're not just going to be takers like in the past. You are guarded and protecting your heart, and you're guarding your profession, your career. And I agree with that. A water sign that is around you might have a drinking problem. The water signs are Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer. But it could be somebody that has a drinking problem. B-way relationship. Oh, 3-way relationship. Okay. 3 kept on coming up in the cards. The 3 came up. And what that means is are you dating or are you looking into somebody, but they're in a relationship, or are you in another relationship? So it's like a 3-way relationship. So, in other words, close the door on the past relationships before you're opening the window for the new relationship. Also, make sure the person you go out with next or you invest in next is totally done with their ex. So you guys can focus on each other. Yeah, you don't want no 3 ways. 3-way, 4 ways. Okay, so yeah, somebody needs to have their divorce papers put in, or something with the divorce decree, paperwork, signing divorce papers. Financial opportunity, no more games. There's a financial opportunity coming at you. A couple of them. Traveling, moving, or house. So before I talked about that, the opportunity might get you a little bit nervous because you're like, I got to move, or I got to travel, or it might mean just a different house. But look into it because God is bringing you opportunities that you were asking for, okay, that He knows that you could handle. Work opportunity, career goes up, all the way up, pentacles all around. Money, show me the money. They're going to want to give it to you. Also, inheritance might be around you. Release the past to heal the future. Don't worry, it's almost over. The prosperous feeling is coming. Listen to your spirit guides, your intuition. Your intuition is your spirit guides. Your spirit guide is the little voice that tells you, no, don't do that. Or, yeah, go ahead. Go make that phone call. Go home early. There's a lot of things you find out. Sometimes you hold yourself back, but that little voice tells you, yeah, go ahead, make that turn. Or even, don't go in today, stay home, rest. Somebody around you had COVID. I don't think it's you, but somebody that you care about had COVID. And that sounds general, I know, but I'm getting the pain right here. So something in the chest area, it's like a pulling. What do I need to know about that? She, is that a she? She just told me, apparently it's a she, a spirit guide said, it's anxiety. But like doing too much, having too many things on your plate, and never having that self-care time, you might end up in the emergency room with panic attack. And it feels like a heart attack. It feels like a stabbing. So also I want to say, make sure you get your mammogram. If you haven't had your mammogram done, make sure you get that done. Or if you have any pains here, right here, right hand side. Okay. So, but I feel like it's anxiety. It's like you're all full of anxiety. What's your relaxation time? Do you get your nails done? Do you get a massage? Do you get a pedicure? Do you go for a walk? Do you take long bubble baths? Like, what is it that a jacuzzi? That would be really good. A spa day. All right. You definitely need the self-care. Listen to your spirit guides and take your time to heal. Nancy Grace. Oh, this was my manifestations. Okay, so that was the end of yours. Now mine was Nancy Grace is calling me for an interview. Call me, Nancy. I'm available. Okay. And Rich Lop, call me. All right. Anyhow, now I'm just going to shuffle a couple of cards, and then I'm going to call it a video. Hold on a second. And if I left the book where the questions you gave me, but I have them in my head. But if I didn't cover anything, I'm going to look at the book, and I'll come back after my phones are both souped up, and I'll do the last part. But I might, let me see.